Today on Game Enjoyer, we're going over the top 5 Pokemon ROM hacks that are must-plays for this October. We will only mention games that weren't featured in my previous video, and all these ROM hacks will be completable. It's also worth mentioning that the order of the ROM hacks doesn't indicate which are the best, as these are all 11 out of 10s. In the number 1 spot, I can't go without mentioning my new obsession, Pokemon Emerald Seaglass, made by Nemo622, which already has its own video on my channel because I'm enjoying it way too much, so I won't go too into detail, but let's go over the feature list for this ROM hack, just like we will with the other games. It adds a complete visual overall to Emerald with a style that resembles old 90s role-playing games. Pokemon and NPCs use Game Boy Color sprites, so the white outline just makes everything pop. An upgraded Pokédex with new features, overworld following Pokemon, both inspired by Heart Gold and Soul Silver, with helpful new item merchants in a few towns, with stat changing and evolution items. All Pokemon from generations 1 to 3 are available, with cross-gen evolutions up to Gen 9. Almost all Pokemon have received some changes, from slight stat changes to new types. Each Pokemon should feel more unique to use. Trainers also use a wider variety of Pokemon, along with Team Aqua and Magma fights finally being interesting, with Team Aqua actually having some water Pokemon. It also has Fairy-type Pokemon and Physical Special Split, party-wide EXP share obtained early on with soft level caps, and Z moves can be obtained or ignored, whatever you want. It also adds 2 new minigames to change up the pace every once in a while, one being the Scuba Safari minigame, and the other being a Pokemon Pinball with 4 unique games featuring Seal, Gengar, Meowth, and Diglett. And on the east side of Rustboro City sits an old wishing well. Use a wishing star on the well and it summons a random Pokemon, similar to like a gacha system. It's frickin' sick. With various quality of life changes like Pokemon type and type effectiveness shown in battle, can use HMs without a Pokemon learning the move. Shiny odds are 1 in 4K by default, but a shiny charm is in the player's PC at the start of the game, and another can be obtained during your playthrough. It has a toggleable auto run. The summary screen lets you view IVs and EVs. All legendaries can be encountered mostly before the Elite Four, and you can get a Pokemon box link, which lets you get access to your PC from anywhere. Hard mode, disabling level caps or enabling them, and many more options can be toggled within the book in your character's room as well. On top of that, if you go to the GameCube in your character's bedroom, you can activate cheats, and it's also how you activate mystery gifts. I personally just got my 7th badge in my playthrough and I'm loving this game. In number 2, we got Pokemon Brown, the 20th anniversary edition made by the Rainbow devs, which I'm playing once I'm done Emerald Seaglass. 20 years ago, the first complete Pokemon Red mod to change the region and story was released, which in turn has inspired thousands of beautiful games, and that's this game, and it just got its biggest update ever with the love and care it deserves. This game has a completely new region called Raijon, which is a vast and unique landscape with some of the coolest buildings I've ever even seen in a ROM hack of this generation. You can select between 2 different characters to play as, and you can switch whenever you want. It also has modern mechanics like modern stat EXP calculations, critical captures, new level ups, and of course the physical special split. More Pokemon to collect than any previous version of Brown, with new types, TMs and HMs, and new evolution lines. It also has full link support with other Pokemon Brown players. This game also includes a detailed post-game quest, making becoming the champion not where the story ends. Without playing this, I already know it's worth adding to the list, as Rainbow devs are always cooking, and it's the game that started ROM hacking. Next at number 3, we got Pokemon Emerald Cross made by Jaizo. Sorry if I said it wrong. Pokemon Emerald Cross is a ROM hack of the original Pokemon Emerald game. It aims to improve the experience with tons of quality life improvements and additional features. Some key features I think make it worth mentioning are an expanded Pokemon roster where you'll find Pokemon from up to the 9th generation with options to encounter custom made shinies. Follower Pokemon just like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It also includes randomizer and Nuzlocke modes built into the game. This game adds tons of quality of life improvements like auto run and going faster while surfing. Trade evolutions can all be done by leveling or an in-game item in the linking cord. Any rocks and trees you break stay broken. A visual day and night cycle. HMs can be used without teaching them to a Pokemon, and so much more. It also adds more legendary Pokemon to be caught after the Elite Four. Emerald Cross retains the feel of the original Pokemon Emerald, and it honestly feels like a modern recreation. So my friends and I played Nuzlocke mode for our first time, and we all had such a blast. The amount of customization this hack lets you do in game from within the settings is insane, and lets you play Emerald exactly how you'd want, little to no limitations. Even if you don't like ROM hacks, this is 100% the way I would recommend someone play Pokemon Emerald in 2024. For number 4, we got Pokemon Polished Crystal, the 8-bit 3.0 beta from Ranji42 on GitHub. Polished Crystal is honestly my favorite recreation of Pokemon Crystal, and it could very well be number 1 for this video. It just brings so many things from Gen 3 that make it so much more enjoyable, while being made with the story and length of Pokemon Crystal. I mean, who doesn't love 16 gyms and 2 Elite Fours? It has an expanded Pokemon roster with 253 Pokemon, featuring new generational evolutions and forms that weren't available in the original game, along with fairy types. And introduces several modern mechanics such as physical special split, running shoes, natures, unlimited TMs, and continuous repel. These align the game more closely with mechanics seen in the later generations. And if you're looking for a challenge, it's even got a Nuzlocke mode. The battle AI has been buffed to make things a little more challenging, with smarter tactics, improved level curve, and better team compositions, which is a much needed improvement to base Crystal. But there's tons of customization options to let you tailor the game and difficulty how you like. Pokemon is all about having fun after all. The game includes new areas to explore and additional in-game events, adding more depth to the storyline and fresh content to keep the game engaging, along with a complete visual overhaul and upgraded sounds. I'll always be a Pokemon Crystal fanboy, so this game gets a big place in my heart and a heavy recommendation for me. And in number 5 we have Pokemon Prism. Pokemon Prism is a sequel to Pokemon Brown, but it was originally made by Cool Boy Man, who worked on it for 9 years before partnering with Rainbow devs, who helped perfect the game and have a huge launch, which ended up getting the Pokemon Prism team under the radar of you-know-who, earning the game a cease and desist. But that doesn't stop the internet from doing internet things, because this game's still going, and it's honestly unreal the amount of new content that this game has, as it's even in a new region, Naljo, with the ability to also go to Region, which is the region from Pokemon Brown. There's way too many features in this game to name all of them, but I'm going to go over some of my favorites, like customizing your character's sprite, Pokemon from all generations, the ability to literally play as your Pokemon to adventure in spaces we can't fit is a feature somehow, 20 badges to be obtained, and to top it off, it has a thoughtful storyline that you'd expect from mainline games in terms of quality. If you want a new Pokemon experience, Pokemon Prism will definitely be a treat, with all the never before seen mechanics and the new region make it totally worth adding to your list. All of these games are so great, and in my opinion totally worth your time. Thanks for making it this far. That's all I have to share with you guys. Hope you find that next Pokemon game to binge, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.